Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to the April monthly WARNO tournament from SD League. March was a big month in terms of games. We had a lot of players in that tournament. I think there are slightly less this month, so there'll be slightly less to cover. I mean, I certainly didn't cover them all. Thankfully, there are other streamers that are covering other games and other YouTubers that are covering some of the other games, and sometimes there's a bit of overlap, but generally speaking, everyone should get covered by someone. Today we are in April, and we are in a game with Chich and Liz, and we'll have both of their games today. In this one, Chich is over on the left in blue, playing as the first British Armoured. Always great to see the British in the game. And over on the right in red, we have Liz playing as the 79th Armoured. So Armoured versus Armoured, basically. T80UD, arguably better than the Challenger, because it has the faster fire rate. Couple of early rocket choppers in there, and obviously we do have some forward deployment troops technically with the Terriers Paras on the side of the first British. Just some recon over this side. An early MiG-23 out for Liz, possibly scouting for choppers. Certainly doesn't have a target yet, going straight over the other side of the map here. Is targeting the Gazelle at the front. Tornado is out engaging the MiG-23. MiG-23 gets a shot off at it. Takes damage itself, but the tracked Rapier finishes off the MiG-23. MiG-23 did manage to kill a recon Gazelle though. Good spread of units for both players all the way across the map. Focal point seemingly being Alpha for both players. Very little seems to be heading towards the bottom 2 points, so no one doing an early push there. Gazelle rockets, fairly good little choppers. The only problem is they only have 12 rockets each, which means that they are a one-hit pony. They go in, they do some damage, and then they have to retreat. Whereas a lot of the Soviet choppers or the Russian choppers, they have a lot more rockets, so they can tend to engage a couple of squads potentially before they have to retreat. Early combat up here. Rocket engaging on the infantry in this building, along with the Terriers Paras. Terriers Paras are not in a building themselves though, so we'll potentially be taking more damage from those Razvedka. And some early skirmishing going on up here as well. Scimitar managing to provide some fire support from the back against that vehicle. Does do some serious damage when it gets a hit, but seems to be struggling to get a hit almost a lot of the time. BMP-1 is in now to provide more fire support, along with some more infantry there against these Terriers Paras. Paras are now being a little bit overwhelmed. Commands in for both players in the center. Infantry command in over here for Liz. Chieftain command in there. But currently Liz has a command in the bottom. Cheech does not. Cheech obviously lagging now behind in points. +2 to Liz. Ticking up slowly. Means very little at this stage, of course. But any little advantage helps. And my 24 anti-air chopper coming in here to counter the rocket chopper. Is some supply in that has rearmed that now. Tracked Rapier is coming in. And my 24 is helping take out those Paras. The Paras are not long for this world. They are taking a lot of fire here. Chieftain has been pulled back. Was providing fire support against the Razvedka there. Gazelle rocket is down. Rapier gets the final blow on the Mi-24, however. Another Mi-24 on the way in there. And a T-62 coming into the top. Scimitar here going up against the Sapri. Will be effective against them. Will be effective against the RPO. May struggle more against the BMP-1 and the Metis, since they can both attack it. Being fairly effective right now against the Razvedka Sapri, that's for certain. Manages to get the kill on the BMP-1. The Metis. Oh, the Metis have a minimum range now, I think, so they can't actually fire at the Scimitar at that range. I'm not certain, but I think that is the case. Mi-24 may cause issues for the Scimitar, but there's a tracked Rapier pushing up. Cheech has seen it coming. Rapier is engaging. Good hit. Second good hit. Gets it in 2 shots. Very nice. Para's taken out in the centre there by the encroaching forces from Liz. Chieftain Command makes it to the bottom here. Challenger Mark II coming in the centre there. T80UD being called in on the other side. Challenger Mark II versus T80UD. This will be an interesting fight. Challenger Mark II with 20 front armour, 8 side armour, 19 penetration, but only 8 rate of fire. Going up against T80UD, which has 21 front armour, 9 side armour, and 20 penetration. It has the better gun, it has the better armour, and it has the reflex missile, which has 21 penetration. And his fire rate is 10 and 12 for the missile, so it fires a lot faster. Technically, the UD is better on paper in the game. Fly chopper coming in to rearm these rocket choppers. As I say, unfortunately, these rocket choppers only really get to shoot once, and then they're out of play. Mark has gone down back here on the command tank, I think. No artillery in, though, for Liz, unless he has a BMP-1 missile. Does get the hit before any smoke pops. Second missile on the way. Second missile does get the hit, though. Gazelle rocket being used up here to try and kill that tank. Arm rifles will be useful against the tank, though. Motostrike BMP and a BMP-2 coming in, though, to help defend it. Down at the bottom, a very good defensive force down here for Liz, but nothing in terms of anything that's going to push. And similarly, at this side, not really anything that's going to be doing any pushing at the moment. There's another tank coming in down here, though. Are they all going to... No, they're sort of going more to the middle. Arm rifles coming to the bottom. Gazelle Recon coming in now. Chich making a move up here. Does manage to make short work of that tank. BMP-2 will, again, be killed off very quickly by the arm rifles. T-80 pops its smoke. Must have had an incoming missile, I assume, from here, since it has been marked. Milan Para has only one missile left there. And Milan Para has also been dropped off here. So another Milan 2. Oh, Strela on the move. Milan 2 targeting and firing. Both of them firing at it. But the second one down here gets the hit. Still good air defense with a Cub back here, though, for Liz. T-80BV arriving now as well. Neither player with a pushing force at the bottom. A smattering of units coming in at the top for Liz. Possibly a push in the middle from Liz using the big tanks. T-80 getting some shots off on the SAS patrol, which is firing its sniper rifle now. T-80, BV and UD pushing up. Challenger on the move. Has its side to those tanks currently. Milan gets a shot off at these tanks. Oh! Devastating! Oh, wow. The Milan 2 got a perfect side shot on the T-80 UD. 24 penetration. Instantly popped it. That is a nasty loss of a tank. I've never known the Milan 2s to perform so well. They seem to be getting loads of kills this game. What is the accuracy is only 50% on those things. But wow. A little bit all over the place up here. A warrior is chasing down the Sapri RPO. Recon chopper is there. Arm rifles being pulled back for a repair. Warrior Milan has gone down here. This one is just hunting down Sapri. Killing Sapri, killing the BTRs. Warrior is having a field day. Tractor AP comes up and kills the recon chopper. Chich has a bit of a good push going on in the middle here as well. Is taking fire from the automatic grenade launcher, but has managed to push a little bit. Getting some shots off at that tank as well from the Carl Gustav. Hasn't actually got a hit on it yet. Milan, Warrior Milan here, getting a rear shot, side shot, side shot. It is dead, but that did a lot of damage. Don't underestimate that cannon, apparently. Looks like, has possibly one rocket chopper gone down there? Two still alive. More supply coming in back here. These tanks doing reasonably. He did move his command tank out there briefly, though, to engage stuff. Liz, a nice advantage in points. 250, nothing to turn your nose up at. He also has a command tank coming in down here. It's going for the center, though. I think that's maybe in case this Sapri commander gets pushed out. The T-80PV coming in at the top. No, two T-80PVs coming in at the top. Tractor AP coming in down here. Another Chieftain command tank coming in down here. I wonder if Chich is considering doing a push at the bottom. I mean, there's every chance of getting into this bottom corner, perhaps. Feels a tiny bit stalemated. Chich not having a lot down here. He does have the Chieftain Mark 11 to help defend, though. But that T-80BVK and the T-62 could easily push that one tank. Eagle there engaging on the Gazelle. Warrior Milan on the move here, going towards the center for the Spetsnaz GRU. Apologies, briefly had to pause my recording there because someone came to the door. Warrior Milan is coming up here with those arm rifles, has managed to deploy before the Spetsnaz GRU managed to fire. BMP-1 does manage to fire on them, though. T-62 is also coming in. Warrior is dead. Arm rifles taking a lot of fire. They are not long for this world. Nah, way too much fire. You've got the BMP-1 with the grenade launcher and everything firing. Oh! Oh! Cheeky Chieftain gets a side shot on the T-62 and manages to take out the BMP-1 as well. Oh! I was not expecting that to suddenly pop up at the side. That was very nice. That was very unexpected. I'm really sorry, Liz. I enjoyed that purely because it was so unexpected. Challenger pushing here. There are two challengers in now and a Chieftain Mark 11 command, all pushing this side. Currently engaging on the Sapri commander. Gets the kill. T-80BV is engaging on these tanks with its missiles. But these tanks are clearing out the infantry. Chich's infantry pushing around the top now. A little bit of damage. No, I thought there was a little bit of damage done to the command tank, but it doesn't appear to be the case. T-80BV now in trouble. Both challengers firing at it. It has smoked. Chich is on the move, pushing across the bottom as well. Milan firing out, getting targets on the BMP-1PG down here. Gets the hit. What is up with these Milan 2s today? They are getting so many hits. Chieftain command tank in the bottom. Chich is going for double commands here as well. Just this little wedge in the corner. It's funny how the front line sort of system works. Just a tiny little wedge. Chieftain being shot at by the Metis. T80 BVK engaging on the SAS patrol. Chieftain may get hit here. Oh, it missed again. Loads of rifles coming in here. Wow, look at all of these. All coming to the back of the point. I guess he's going to do a push with all the infantry across the middle. Loads of T80s up here. This T80 coming in as well. This one going down this way, I assume for a repair. He's actually pushing it straight to the front without repairing it. Rifles here putting up a bit of a fight. Challenger Mark II pushing up. And another Challenger up here. That Chieftain has moved out. Obviously unconcerned about that. Liz is still ahead in points though right now. Cluster coming in. Going for these tanks by the look of it. Does take a hit from the middle. Takes it. Oh. No, the Cub missed the second shot. Good strike. Doesn't actually manage to catch either of those tanks though. T80 BV being set upon by that Milan 2. Milan 2 actually misses this time. Will it miss a second time? It does not. Very nice hit. Oh, and the Chieftain Mark 11 gets the finishing blow. That Chieftain Mark 11 is being very cheeky with its shots this game. Just for once, I'm going to enjoy a little bit of the fact that the British are winning a fight in this game. It doesn't happen often. Nothing happening at the bottom. The bottom has not moved this entire game. It's all been about the middle. Look at all of this stuff waiting to go in. Loads of mortars coming. That's going to be smoke, surely. Yeah. Smoke going down to prevent the incoming assault of infantry being seen. Challenger took a little bit of damage, has been retreated. The majority of this smoke seems to be landing there, with a smattering elsewhere. More reinforcements coming in for Liz as well, low down here. Should be semi-ready for the... Well, maybe not ready for this amount of incoming. Oh, wow. 4 Milan warriors with arm rifles. 3 rifle squads. 2 tanks pushing up. SAS patrol and 2 rocket choppers. These guys are going to arrive, but they might be a bit too late to this party. Depends how quickly these guys deploy. T80 UD being called in down here. Cub engaging on the rocket choppers. Are these guys... Oh, that one got taken out as it came in. T62 being set upon by the arm rifles. They have that law. Not the best anti-tank, not the worst. T80 BVK command still getting some shots off here. Rifles are engaging. They do have the nice law 80 with the 20 penetration. T62 is annihilated. Command tank and Chieftain Mark 11 pushing in now. Rapier moving up to engage that chopper. Oh, Strikey BMP getting some shots on the tanks from the side here. Arm rifles moving in to engage them. Oh, and there's the surrender. Oh, commiserations, Liz. That was a really good game, but obviously a significant difference in kills to losses there. Didn't actually think the difference in kills to losses was going to be that high. But yeah, that is quite a difference. Let's have a quick look at those kills and losses just out of interest. What was performing well? Tanks always perform well. I mean, the Milan Para, 1 kill there. 3 kills there. I think that was... I kind of want to give that Milan 2 Para MVP for killing a T80 UD. Scimitar did amazing, though, right at the start. I was surprised by how many kills that got. Nothing too stand out. You know what? I'm going to give it to the Scimitar, because very rarely do I see Scimitars performing well, and that was very good. Tractor Rapier did fine, but Scimitar gets it. Let's hop straight into game number 2, guys. Hi everyone and welcome back to Two Lakes for our second game with Chich and Liz. Liz on the right in red playing as the 7th Panzer Division, and over on the left in blue once again we have Chich playing as the 1st British Armoured. Lovely to see the British Armoured being played more than once. Just lovely in general to see any British deck being played more than once in a game or a set of matches. SAS Patrol and Paras getting out there nice and early, obviously as we would expect. Chich getting a good grip on Alpha, and on the other side Liz getting a good grip on the top point Bravo, with each of them capping their respective back points. 2 commands in for Liz, command tank here, capping that back point. Just 1 command in so far for Chich. Same as we saw last game for Chich, to be honest. Is sticking with his Chieftain command tank. Currently +4 to Liz, as he currently controls both points on the map. Another nice little advantage at the start, but obviously doesn't always make or break the game if you have more points at the start. The other player can overtake. Very defensive positioning up here from Liz. Some conkers around the side here to try and cover that approach. Chich managing to get up with some SAS Patrol though. And Chich in a nice defensive position here, pushing out to these outer tree lines, potentially even to these buildings. Obviously there is a group of units here from Liz. Liz's intention would be eventually, I suppose, to try and push into this point. The other option for the player on Liz's side, MiG-23 in to kill that Gazelle recon chopper. Other option, anyway, is that Liz could potentially push that top point. There is another Chieftain command tank heading up there now for Chich, though. Not a lot up here that would be able to hold off stuff hitting Charlie. We have seen that done in a couple of games in the past, where someone from Liz's side has rushed to Charlie with a command chopper or something like that and spawned units in. Not something we see done very often. It's a risky maneuver, because if it fails, you've spent a lot of points doing it. Equally, you could say the same for Chich's side, doing the same to Delta, but not something we see done very often. A little bit of skirmishing going on down here now. Various tanks pushing up here. The MP1 coming in with some more Motsuchin. Couple of Gazelle rockets, 3 in fact in total, coming up here. Chich is pushing right to the edge of this point. May have second thoughts when he sees how many tanks are here. There's some AA here as well. Scimitar from the side, getting some good shots off. Look at all of these infantry rushing in now. More Motsuchin. Pioneer Flams, Panzer Jaeger will make short work of that Scimitar if they get close enough. Oh, BMP-1 gets minced by the Scimitar. Scimitar once again doing a stellar job. Command tank being pushed up to try and engage on it. Scimitar getting loads of kills here. Oh, command tank gets a side shot. Nicely done. I mean, to be fair, a T-72 getting a front armor shot would have killed it in one as well, I think. Rocket attack chopper coming in for Liz now. Needs to be careful. There is still a tractor rapier knocking about. In fact, 2. Very little movement up here. Liz kind of not quite on the edge of this point, which does mean that he's not sort of covering the open approaches. Kind of opens the door a little bit for Chich to get in. Just anti-air coming in at the back for the top. Some anti-air and some more infantry coming in there. Over at this time, we've got a Challenger Mark II and the Chieftain 11 coming in, as well as some arm rifles and a supply. Chieftain Command coming in. Eventually, Chich is planning to push that point. That's what that says to me. He's moving up that command tank. Liz now in control of this forest at the bottom, so has potential to push around this side and into the bottom of Alpha. Milan 2 Para engages on the Panzerjäger. Manages to kill the vehicle they came in. Machine gunners here. Getting some good shots on the Motsuchun, but they don't do the most damage. I'm starting to stress them out a bit, though. That Chieftain Command Tank pushing up here. Not in range of the anti-tank rockets from the RPG-7, though. They are only 500 meter range. So, needs to be a lot closer. Oh, Rapey gets a nice hit on that chopper. Motsuchun coming in. But the infantry is still in the vehicles, and that Chieftain is just picking off the vehicles. Again, another one dead. That might have been the Challenger getting the shot off of that. More T-72s being called in here. Eagle manages to get a kill on the Gazelle. Most of the infantry have been killed here. The tanks are being pulled back away from those T-72s. Not really much movement up here. Still reinforcements being called in at the bottom here. Chich wanting to secure this position more. Has managed to annihilate both of those T-72s that came in. Harrier HE bomber just on station at the back there. A couple of flame tanks coming in here and a couple of T-55s. Now obviously these are great if you can get them close to these Chieftains and the Challengers, but they need to be close. Tractor AP gets a nice hit on the MiG-23. MiG-23 going after that Tornado. Another Tornado in though. Gets the killing blow. Cub engaging on the Tornado and finishes it off, however. A bit of skirmishing down here now. HE bomber, I expect targeting them, but having to make a second pass. T-72's gonna come in this way now. Is this? I'm not sure what the HE bomber's doing. It is targeting again. It's got a ground target though. Is low on fuel. Might get its bombs off before it runs out. To get the drop. Gets the kill. Does a serious amount of damage to the flame troops as well. And will get out alive. Warrior Milan getting shots off at one of those tanks. These tanks doing a good push around this side. Strela getting a good hit on the chopper. I see some artillery or mortar fire coming in. It's 120mm mortar at the back there. Loads of tank fire going on those Terriers Paras. Challenger Mark II is being moved down. Chieftain Mark 11 at the back there is engaging from range. Oh. Chieftains and the Challenger just picking off tanks left, right and centre with the assistance of the infantry. That's a loss of a lot of tanks right there. That's what? 3, 4, 5 tanks? 2 T-55As, 2 T-55 flamethrowers and 2 T-72s. So yeah, 5. And this one is also going to die. Oh. All 6 tanks lost. Another couple of T-55As coming in, but again, those Warrior Milans engaging. They only have standard Milan missiles. They are missing a bit more. Challenger and the Chieftain coming in, though. Chieftain Command is taking fire from the T-55. Challenger gets a nice hit, but doesn't manage to finish it in one blow. Chieftain finishes the job. Liz ahead in points right now, but has had some expensive losses there. That's a lot of tanks to lose. Not the most expensive tanks, obviously. T-72 being the most expensive at 110. But even so, it's quite a chunk of points. All of this stuff that's being called in at the top, while we've been focused down here, Fort Chich as well. He's happy enough with his defense down here. Look at the assault force that he's mustering up here. Loads of arm rifles, machine gunners, assault pioneers. The chieftain command is there. Some tracked rapiers coming in and a javelin. And there's nothing at the edge of this point to stop him getting into this tree line. T-72 is pushing up now, heading towards this area here. I do note that there were some anti-tank units up here. They're gone now. I can only assume they were killed at some point. Mortars here firing at... What is that firing at? Oh, it's firing down here, trying to stop those Terrier's powers pushing up. Mortar fire going down over here. Is it smoke? It is. He must have seen the tank, so he's smoking off so he can get in without being seen with this force. It is a good tactic. It's not something we've seen done a lot in WARNO. It's something you saw a lot in Wargame Red Dragon, was people using smoke to smoke off areas before they assaulted. Obviously, it means that the T-72s have to push up. Does mean that these tanks can then open fire on them. T-72 already takes a hit, as does the chieftain. Smoke goes down, but one T-72 is dead. Just under 28 minutes left of this game. I'm worried Liz is starting to struggle a little bit already here. Chich making that push. Obviously, Liz can see them coming in with the chopper. There's a lot of stuff coming in. No reinforcements coming in for that point as yet. Some more T-72s coming in at the bottom. Liz trying to push a little bit down here. But I think the push that's going to succeed is probably this one from Chich. There's just too many tanks here and vehicles able to fire on this tree line. We're up here. All these infantry pretty much making it into the buildings. Obviously plenty of fire coming down on these infantry. Warrior Milan taken out. Got a little bit too close without deploying its troops. Chieftain command pushing in. HE bomber coming in now as well, going for these buildings in the middle. And that tank, incidentally. It is destroyed, but it did manage to drop its bombs. Does some damage to the tank, finishes off the infantry. Down at the bottom. Loads of reinforcements arriving. Fort Chich again. Plenty of tanks arriving for Liz, though. Could this be the push through that Liz needs? Some damage to one of those tanks. More tanks coming in. This is a lot of tanks. This is a big tank push. He needs to kill the Challenger. He needs to somehow kill that Challenger. If he can kill that, then the chieftains are a much easier task. He's already nearly lost his command tank, so he needs to be careful. The other tanks have arrived down here, engaging on the command tank. He switched to the command tank. It has smoked. It is almost dead, though. The other chieftain is dead. He needs to get in there, and he needs to somehow kill the infantry before those tanks have time to repair. But his infantry are badly damaged here. And at the top, Chich making good progress across this point with all those infantry, as expected. Some defensive forces are coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Liz still making progress here. Has lost a couple of tanks in the process. Managing to push in from this side. Did lose his infantry. Challenger Mark II is getting repaired. This command pushes in. He will cap the point, but he needs to get it into the point safe and sound. He is getting in that back bit. It's probably the safest place right now. The T-72's down here, obviously getting taken out by those infantry. Liz hanging on at the top. Currently it is +2 to Chich, though. He has almost caught up in points. Tornado coming in. Not sure what it's going for. Is taking fire from all the anti-air at the back. Is likely dead. It is indeed. Command point at the bottom goes to Liz. +2 to Liz. That's taken a lot of damage. He is calling in supply now, but it's going to be arriving late. He has done a lot of damage to the infantry. Reinforcements coming in. Another Challenger Mark II. In fact, 2 Challenger Mark IIs and another command tank. This will cause issues for Liz. Top point now in complete control of Chich. Back to neutralized in terms of points. More reinforcements being called in for Chich at the bottom. The top, obviously, just firmly in Chich's control right now. The bottom, tentatively, currently in the control of Liz. But that command tank is about to roll in the back and take the point from Liz. And Liz's command tank is badly damaged still. Difficult call to roll that back in when there are 2 challengers arriving. And all those rifles arriving as well at the back of this point. Back to +2 for Chich. I mean, realistically, I think there's going to be a significant difference in kills to losses again in Chich's favour at this stage. There's still 23 minutes just under to go of this game. There's still every chance that Liz can pull this back. But I'm very concerned about that top point. Loads of flame tanks coming in here. They will get minced by those Challenger 2s. Challengers are just a superior tank in this situation. Does manage to do a lot of damage with that close range shot from the T-72 though. This T-72 command is dead. Taken out by the Challenger 2 there. That is the Challenger 2 that survived that entire fight, has had a minor repair and has come back in. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, Liz. That was again a really hard fought game. But well done to Chich. Just did a really good job at holding, utilising those tanks. The Challengers just performing so well there. And also a really good push at the top with all those infantry. Little bit of a difference again in those kills to losses as expected. Let's have a quick look. Scimitar once again getting a load of kills. Milan 2 doing a really good job. Challenger, obviously that's the one that survived the entire game. Over at the other side, nothing too stand out. I mean, I'm going to give it to the Scimitar again. I think in both these games, the Scimitar is just doing so well. Though I have also been impressed by the Milan 2. And the fact that it's actually hitting. But well played, guys. Commiserations, Liz. Those were 2 very hard-fought battles. But well played to Chich. Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.